Good afternoon, students. In today's tutorial, we are going to take a look at ocean life under the ocean. Please follow this tutorial in pages 52 and 53 in the student's book. We are going to talk about food chains and webs, so let's begin. Science, food chains. Quick fact. Oceans cover almost 3/4 of Earth. The different oceans join together to make the biggest habitat on Earth. Yep, let's read this. We eat fish, but what do fish eat? They eat very, very small plants and animals in the water. Then other fish and animals, including us, eat them. This means that fish are part of a food chain. We can talk about food chains in rivers and oceans or about food chains on land. Food chains always start with a green plant. In the ocean, these very small plants are called phytoplankton. Plankton. All plants are called producers because they make or produce their food. Phytoplankton, like other plants, take energy from the sun and make it into food. They are at the start of the food chain. Then there are very small animals called zooplankton, animal plankton, that eat the phytoplankton. In a spoonful of ocean water, there can be 1,000,000 phytoplankton and zooplankton. Animals and fish are called consumers because they eat or consume other plants and animals. Yep. Read and answer. These questions you can answer at home. So please take a quick read of those questions and try to answer them. If you can't answer them, no problem. We will answer them with you after the tutorial. Let's continue. In this chain, the producer is the phytoplankton, and the consumer are the baleen whale. We also see here an example of prey and predator. A predator is an animal that eats other animals. The animal that the predator eats is called the prey. Yep. We're going to take a look at the small food chain that this page mentions. Look at this picture, the Antarctic food chain. Here is the phytoplankton that the krill eat. This, the krill, you have in the center, eats the phytoplankton. And the baleen whale eats the krill. Okay? So that is a pretty simple food chain. Let's return. Food chains end with top predators, animals that have no natural enemies. Sharks are examples of top predators. Okay? Sharks. Food chains are very important because they help us understand how nature lives together. If you take away a part of the chain, you change everything in that chain. For example, if you make the water dirty in the oceans, plankton will die. If there is no plankton, the small fish don't have any food to eat. If the small fish don't have any food to eat, the big fish can't eat the small fish. And so the problem goes up in the chain. Find these words. Very small plants in the ocean. The part of the food chain that makes food. The part of food chain that eats food. And 4, a fish or animal that eats another fish or animal. Please, in these 4 words, you have producer, consumers, predator, and prey. Yeah, you can also find some other information, additional information here in this slide. So please complete exercise number 2. Now, this is another example of a food chain. Yep, you have, for example, a shark, a large shark, tuna. Yeah, you have the mackerel here, The large shark eats the tuna fish. The tuna fish eats these fish here, and these fish here eat these other fish. Yep. Now, these fish eat the shrimp-like creatures, magnified. Yeah. These are microscopical creatures or very small creatures, like these ones. One-celled life. Yeah, magnified, of course. Okay? Let's continue with the next one. Food web. What is the difference between a food chain and a food web? As you can see, the food web comprises a lot of animals. Yeah? Comprises a lot of animals. You have phytoplankton, bowhead whale, Thesmistolibella, narwhal, etc. You have many things here. But in the food chain, you don't have as many things as you have in the other one. So the difference is that a food web is more complex, is bigger than a food chain. You can see you have many things here, many animals, as compared to the food chain. Yep, that is the difference. Now, the food webs. When all the food chains in a habitat are joined together, they form a food web. This can look very complicated, but it is only a lot of food chains joined together. This is a food web. As you can see, you have plenty of animals here. Yep. So we're going to complete this food web. Now, let's see. We have plenty of animals. We have a penguin over here, a penguin. We have a killer whale. We have another whale here. We have a seal. And we have here zooplankton. So, let's begin with the bottom line we have in number 4. Number 4 is phytoplankton. Yep, that begins this food chain. The next one is squid. Yeah, here goes the squid. Squid is eaten by penguins, also by the killer whale. And we have in the middle fish that you can see here by this line over here. In this line tells you that the seals they eat fish. Yeah, and also the penguins eat fish. The killer whale eats the penguins. Yep. And finally, we have the blue whale here, yeah, that completes the food web. Okay? These animals that you find in this slide intervene in the food webs that are really important and comprise the ocean fauna that you can find in all over the world. That has been all for this tutorial. Please answer the questions in page, let's see what page number 52. Yep, answer page 52 with find these words, and here in after the tutorial you are going to answer the questions with your teacher in read and answer. Yep, that's all for this tutorial. Thank you and see you next class.